get to say all the things that we wouldn't be able to say on a normal podcast, like butt.
And fart.
Oh gosh.
I was talking to
That-
Andrea about something that just seems like an after dark thing. Okay. Do you remember? And for our newer viewers, you may not, or younger viewers, you may not know what we speak. But do you remember the disclaimer that came on at the beginning of Beavis and Butthead?
yeah.
Can you imagine kids nowadays with like all the stuff that they see on streaming and like YouTubers and Twitch streamers and TikTok? Can you imagine like them seeing a disclaimer that said you could get arrested or possibly deported, and then watching Beavis and Butthead? They would literally laugh. They would laugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Beavis and Butthead, that was like the height of depravity, you know. Well, at least until South Park came along.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say it's like it's so crazy to think that like South Park came out like 4 years later and puts the stuff that they did in Beavis and Butthead to shame. Like it's not even
yeah.
there's not even a comparison. Like I'm not saying like South Park is that much better than Beavis and Butthead, but I will say it's a lot like the stuff they do in it is a lot worse than the stuff they did in Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'll also give Beavis and Butthead a lot of credit too. That show, for as dumb as it is incredibly smart.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead was. I mean, Mike Judge is not. He's no slouch. He's not out here just writing stuff.
Oh no, like it, especially when it came back, because it came back a couple times over the last few years. Very smart show.
Yeah, and like I feel like every time it came back and it was immediately a commentary on like how culture has gotten worse since
Yeah.
it originally aired.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Now there are commercials that are worse than Beavis and Butthead. Like this advertisements. You know what I mean? Like they just normally play on like Nickelodeon or whatever.
I 100% agree. Like I said, I was like, Beavis and Butthead had a disclaimer. They literally put a disclaimer on that show because they thought it was so bad that kids would watch it and be influenced to like burn their house down. Like in comparison to the stuff that kids watch now, like I feel like Adventure Time is closer to that than Beavis and Butthead actually was.
Oh, totally. Yeah, another smart show.
Oh God. Oh, you're a fan of Adventure Time? I did not know.
I am.
Okay. Here's my thing about Adventure Time. I'm a fess up because we don't like revisionist history on this show. I have seen like 3 episodes of Adventure Time. All 3 of those episodes I have loved, but I've just never like sat down and watched it.
Okay, so I'm also gonna fess up because I haven't seen a lot of Adventure Time. I've seen a lot, but I haven't seen. Does that make sense? Because there's like 12 seasons of that thing.
Yeah, Adventure Time's. I mean, yeah.
So when Drake was really small, like really really small, we kind of happened upon that show, and I remember like just a Saturday I was off work, and we just sat around watching that show and just laughed our butts off. It was hilarious. See, but I can say that after dark. After dark. The lore in that show. Did you know that there's Adventure Time lore?
Like I said,
deep-seated lore.
I've seen people talk about Adventure Time, and I know it's a lot deeper than it looks, but I've never I've never invested.
Like Samurai Jack levels of lore.
Don't bring up
and Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack's so good.
I know. I love Samurai Jack.
I feel like that show never it didn't get the flowers that it deserved while it was airing.
No, that's a Gennady Tarkovsky show.
My guy, dude. Like as far as like my era of cartoons, dude is king. Like
yeah, Dexter.
I'm like the biggest Dexter's Lab fan there is. The original seasons before they like brought it back because I didn't really like the redesigns. I didn't like the different vibe that it has in those seasons when they brought it back with the original Dexter. Like I'm king of the original Dexter,
Oh,
Love
dude,
me
we love
some
that
omelette
stuff.
du fromage.
I'm gonna do Stroban after dark. Uh, Johnny Bravo, cow and chicken, all that good stuff, man. But yeah, Gary Tarkovsky, yeah, like he did Powerpuff Girls.
Hmm.
Yeah. Dude, I found out recently that Seth MacFarlane worked on it. He wrote for Johnny Bravo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't know any of that stuff. It makes sense now.
It's like all of those guys, if I remember correctly, like all of the original like cartoon guys and Seth, they were all like college roommates. They all know each other. All of the guys who
Yeah,
did the original cartoon stuff from Cartoon Network and Seth MacFarlane, they're all like homies. Like they've all known each other
yeah,
for years.
that makes a lot of sense.
That was
Well,
that was a random tangent for Game Dads, but I guess I can't
a
really say
little bit.
that because Game Dads is full of random tangents. Welcome to the
It
Game
is
Dads podcast, where we talk about video games and everything but video games. This is after dark because
after dark.
kids are already in bed. Andrea has fallen into a well of gaming addiction. Like she's in like a bottomless pit right now. Like she's playing Lord of the Rings: Shadow of Mordor,
Oh, dude,
and
I played that last year.
she
Great
is
game.
just she's in a hole right now. Like, and then like apparently I think Lee might have deleted her save at like she says 35 hours, but the system says 60. And like 85% completion on the entire game, and Lee deleted her save, and
Oh, man.
she literally just started back up, and she's just playing it again. Like she just like
Yeah.
not didn't even miss a beat. She asked me, and I was like, well, I see your save information is on the system, but when you open the game, it just like doesn't have a save file. And I'm like,
You have Cloud, right?
she doesn't, because she's playing on her profile, which doesn't
Oh,
have PlayStation Plus. So she
I got
doesn't
you.
have cloud. So she's just like, oh well, I'll just start over again. She just started over
Yeah.
again. I'm like, she's in a well. She's in a hole of gaming, and I understand and approve.
Yeah. That game's really good too. It's one of those like post Arkham games that WB was doing where like it was inspired by the Arkham combat.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Max did the same thing. Like it's that sort of rhythm based, like combo driven,
Mm-hmm.
like exploration. Oh, dude, it's so good.
Yep. And this one's got the Nemesis system that they tried to like
Yeah,
copyright at one point, but didn't go very well. But
I think they did.
did they actually get the copyright for it?
I think so. I mean, they created it.
But like I actually like I think it's weird to like copyright a game concept. Like it feels off to me. Like
Yeah,
but you
it
know,
checks for WB though.
yeah. Yeah. But the actual Nemesis system is super cool. I think it's
Yeah,
one of the coolest ways to like take this take this world that is like full of a lot of really nameless people and like make it interesting by like, oh, but what about Grog the pooper? This is
yeah,
Game Dad's night, so I can say poop. Grog the pooper, you gotta fight him this time, and then you can like either capture him or kill him, and yeah, that's I think it's a cool system. They really took this game that could have been like, oh, you're just playing some random dude and fighting a bunch of orcs, and like really made it like, yeah, let's get into this. Like
yeah.
that guy tried to kill me. He snuck up on me. Like it's a really interesting system that like takes this game that could have been very, very boring and makes it like this like super like involved thing where you gotta like take your orcs into the fighting pits and like train them up so that they can fight the other orcs. Like
Dude, that's great.
yeah,
Like,
if you are into any of those, like if you're into hack and slash or if you're into Lord of the Rings in any way, shape, or form, Shadows of Mordor is definitely worth playing.
yeah, I did last year. It was the first time I went all the way through it. It almost gets a little political too, where you can actually, and I don't mean political as in like American politics. I have to preface that because anytime you use the P word
Yeah.
anywhere, but anyway, so you make it like more political where like you can take, fart sniffer, the duck, and you can turn them into a general, and then like sabotage this group of orcs. You know what I mean? Because fart sniffer is the your inside mole type guy. And then you can just destroy it from the inside. It just there's all kinds of different, like, you can play it, hack and slash style if you want to, just mainline it, go through it, and get a good Lord of the Rings story. Or you can get like super deep into the mechanics of the Nemesis system, and you can make fart sniffer a general. You know,
Mhm.
after dark.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, and my Marvel Rivals addiction started to creep up on me, so I've had to like, hey, I'm gonna put this game aside for a while.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like it's the thing that I was talking about that I said is so good about this game started to come back and bite me in the ass because
Oh,
like
did it?
because literally when you finish a match in Marvel Rivals, there isn't like a quit button. The only button on the screen is start another match.
Yeah.
So I would like be like, my brain would be like, all right, I'm done. I need to stop playing. And like my hand would start clicking for like the exit, but I would literally click start another match. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to ditch my new teammate, so I can't stop. And I was like, okay, I gotta like put this
The Avengers
down.
need me.
Yeah, I gotta put this down. But I know you're not gonna like this, and this is Game Dad's night, so I can talk about it. But those devs are up to some wicked business. Like absolutely historically wicked. Like
Wicked good or wicked bad? Like, is that like Boston wicked?
like
Like,
not like Boston wicked, like just they understand the internet too well and they are using it to their advantage to a degree that I have never seen before.
is it? Well, I heard that they've got a new character every month coming out, but does it have anything to do with butts?
It has a lot to do with butts.
Okay.
Have you
Is
seen
it?
have you seen the
Is it Storm's butt?
it's not Storm's butt, it's Sue Storm's butt.
Who Storm's butt?
Have you seen the freaking like the first costume they released for Sue
No.
Storm? Oh my god! I'm gonna post this in the freaking the Game Dads. You need to see this.
Oh, I'm on it like a bonnet, dude.
This is wicked business.
Damn,
Yeah. What? What?
dude.
What?
She's got some Pixar mom hips going there, dude.
It's wild. Are you looking at her regular costume or the first alternate that they gave out?
Oh, that's an alternate. Oh, she's got her butt cheeks to the. Is that a real picture?
You have to post what you're
No, that
looking at,
no,
but
no. Miguel Rivas. That's not a real name. Miguel. You know what this looks like? Remember the Zero Suit? What is this?
are you looking at are you
Dude,
looking
I got
are you
God
looking at
dang
that
Reddit.
Malice skin? Are you looking at the freaking
I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like Reed Richards, who looks like he looks like an AI like dad or whatever in a Fantastic Four. Like it's almost like the what's that? Dream Daddy. He looks
Yeah.
like Dream Daddy, and he's got his arm around her, and it's got this caption, and I quote, "Me and the bad bitch I pulled by being autistic."
Yes.
I'm putting that in the chat if I can figure out how to do it. Allie and I were. I was trying to figure out how to call her earlier. She called me, and I accidentally FaceTimed her.
Nice.
I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it later.
I am gonna post
Oh wait,
the
here we go.
okay, you got it?
I think so. Is this the one? This is the autistic one.
Okay. That that's her normal skin. We're not looking at the
What?
you're not looking at the Malice skin. That's her normal skin. The Malice skin, I'm gonna post that shit because this is crazy.
Game Dads After Dark.
This is the only I can only talk about it on Games Ads After Dark because this is somebody was like, I think every person playing this is kind of demented and would absolutely, take this image offline and maybe do some things to it.
Sue Storm saved Marvel Rivals. Is it? Is the one? She's in the bikini.
Okay. I'm
What
gonna
are we
post.
doing here, dude?
I know. It's Game Dads After Dark. I just posted it in the chat.
Oh, yep, that's the one I just saw.
Yeah, that's the first skin for her they released in the game besides her default one is this. And the back looks exactly how you imagine the back looks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like the idea that they were like, well, people are gonna make porn of this anyway, so why don't we just make it easy for them? Just seems like a diabolical move.
We'll
And
meet you halfway.
and people like because like to inside baseball this a little bit. Not that I have ever done it, not that I am a part of this community, but the community that makes this stuff literally goes into the files of the game and like pulls the sprites out of the files of the game to use. And then
Oh yeah.
they do what they have to do to make it editable for them to be able to put it in whatever program they use to like make the stuff.
Yep. They
The
happened
people
to Tifa, happened to Aerith.
the people who do this said the skins in Marvel Rivals are the most detailed and easy to extract and put into their program of anything they've ever done. The devs who made this game were like, we're gonna make it easy for y'all to do this. Like, we know what's gonna happen. We're gonna facilitate this.
Well, I'd like to congratulate Sue Storm on her new business.
Like,
She opened up a bakery.
yeah, yeah, absolutely did. And the level, the amount of crazy messed up stuff that is going to start coming out of this game, because they've already said Captain Marvel is coming out in the next couple of weeks, and so is Jean Grey. I'm like, I don't
Oh,
even want to see what they're gonna do for Jean Grey's costume. If Sue Storm looks
w-
like this, I don't even want to see what they're gonna do to Jean Grey.
wake me up when Rogue gets there.
I am with you on that one, but like, I just this is crazy work. This is crazy work. Like the entirety of this genre of music of porn, I guess, was kind of like pioneered by Overwatch,
Oh
but
yeah.
but like in comparison to the skins that they release in Overwatch, this is like I, I don't have an explanation for this. Overwatch is just like, oh, we did a crazy festive Christmas theme. Like this is way different. I just
You know, the games I've been playing, none of that.
like
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Dragon Age, Veilguard, all the women in that game
yeah,
all have Pixar mom butts.
yeah. Like I I like this is not something like Marvel Rivals enticed me just because it was Overwatch but not made by monsters. Like that was the only reason I was like, I want to play this game. But like it's
Now
one
you
of
got two
those
big reasons to play it.
it's one of those things where I'm like
My wife's in the room and she's rolling her eyes like crazy. Look at
Allie,
you over there judging me. She can't hear you.
Allie, I swear to God, I did not pick up this game because of this. I did not know this was going to happen when I
She
started
can
playing
only
it.
she can only hear me talking. But I'm sure she's waiting on bated breath for for this to hit, podcast services of her choice. You know.
Please believe me that I did not buy this. I did not start playing this game because of this. I did not know this was going to happen.
They released Sue Storm and I said, flame on.
Okay, so I just what I want to say about it is, as much as
Stand down.
as much as I want to say, stand down, because this deserves a stand down, because this is a little much. I feel like it's pinpoint accuracy targeting the current zeitgeist.
Horny.
Like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, 10 years ago, no one would have been like, people would have been like, that's weird. Why are the character models so detailed underneath? Like, why did they bother doing all this detail on these character models? Like, ugh. But like, now it's like, you know exactly why they did, and it's actually kind of a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's free marketing.
Yeah, like it's free marketing, and it's free. The only word I can say, thank God this is Game Dads After Dark. It's organic marketing. It's organic free marketing, because the people who make this
There's
stuff,
nothing organic about them cheeks, dude.
the people who make this stuff, who make the stuff, we're gonna do this anyway. It's basically looking at these who are technically free, like unpaid fans who just do this out of love. Anyways, and
Oh, there's the backside.
And it's saying, we see you, and we support you in the only way that we can. We can support you without saying that we support you. Like, man, 2025 is messed up. 2025 is messed up. It's
Diva needed some competition, you know?
It's messed up. It's messed up. And like, one thing I do have to say about when you get into this like area, one thing I do have to say is, they did Spider-Man so dirty. Every character in this game is caked up. Every single one of them. Venom.
All 19 inches?
All 19 inches. Venom, Captain America, T'Challa. Every character is caked up except Spider-Man. Spider-Man has no ass at all. And it's canon, because all three Spider-Mans in all three of the Spider-Man movies openly admit that none of them have asses. It's like, I don't know if they were just messing around, or if it's literally like being lore accurate to Spider-Man having no butt. I don't know.
Is it just Pete? Or does Miles not have a butt too?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference between when you're wearing the Miles costume or not.
I'll say though, like, for as athletic as he is, I can see where he may not have much of a butt.
Okay. I have said my
piece. I don't know.
I've said my
dude, we're way off the rails, dude. Like, we went off the rails. We hit that cartoon, like the tunnel thing, but it's actually a boulder.
Yes.
Yeah, we're smashing to bits at this point.
I love it, because I've been wanting to talk about some Marvel Rivals, because I mean, I've really been enjoying it, but it's just, this thing dropped and I was like, these guys, like, someone sat down and was like, what if we make her whole ass out? Just like all the way. Just like all the way out. And like, both of these skins, like, I have seen Sue Storm. I've seen her in comics. I've seen her in other games. I've seen her in movies. And whoever put these proportions down was like, nah, we're just gonna give her just a wagon. Just absolute. We're gonna take her from Sue Storm to Meg the Stallion. She's just gonna have an absolute wagon. I have no idea why, but she just has a wagon.
My perfect Sue Storm is still Jessica Alba. Not because she portrays the character very well. It's just, you know what? Ever since Dark Angel, dude, I've had a crush on Jessica Alba.
I feel like that's a solid crush. I feel like everybody, nobody looks at Jessica Alba and like, that chick's ugly. Like, I don't know. I don't know if everyone's like, oh, she's hot, but I don't know if I've ever heard someone look at Jessica Alba and be like, that chick's ugly. No. I don't see it.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, dude. Archangel, what a show!
Okay.
The only thing, the best thing Fox ever did.
Okay. Mm, mm. Firefly was on Fox. What are you talking about?
Give me Dark Angel over Firefly.
Ah,
That's
nah.
a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast of
Yeah.
dark.
We can we can hash that out some other time. But
Speaking of good things, do you want to do the Rolling Stone thing?
well, one more time.
Forget about that. You want to do the Rolling Stone thing?
I don't know if we can get through
Oh,
50 games in half an hour. Last
oh,
time we did
dude,
this, it took two. It took 2.5.
challenge accepted.
Do you want to do it or do you want to save it for next time?
No, I want to do it.
Okay, because
I think
I literally have not looked at it at all. I have no idea.
You're
what
not
games
supposed
are.
to. I haven't looked at it either. I don't know what it is either.
Okay, you want to do a speed run on this?
We're gonna speed run this, and we're also probably gonna get very angry at things. I think this will be hilarious because, dude, it can't be any worse than that other one we looked at, right? Right.
Uh
It's Rolling Stone. I imagine it's probably gonna go for like broad appeal. You know what I'm saying?
I've okay.
That's
The
Game Dads
the
After Dark.
the lists that I have seen coming out this year have been literally like trying to be the most controversial I've ever seen. Like the rapper of this year went to Drake and the pop
Mhm.
artist of this year went to Kendrick. Like they've been
What?
yeah, they've been trying to like ruffle some feathers this year, but I'm ready. I'm down. I've got it
All
pulled up.
right. So this says the 50 greatest video games of all time, from Super Mario to Grand Theft Auto. These are the titles that have defined the culture. I'll read this just because it's a couple paragraphs here. It says there was a time when a great video game just needed to be fun. In the days before 4K screens and season passes, that was all that mattered. Didn't matter if the design was janky, if you could finish the whole thing in one sitting, and frankly, if it was way too hard. But things evolved. Over time, games became more layered. They couldn't tell a story the length of a novel or with the strength of a film. They could challenge the mind either with puzzles or test the reflexes. Most importantly, they could bring people together in an online lobby, arcade, or just on the couch. Gaming is really the story of people who play them. It's best to pick the best, or I'm sorry, but to pick the best games ever made, there's a lot of considerations. Gaming is a medium where sequels thrive, and they can always look and play better. While certain gaming dynasties run dozens of entries deep, there needs to be representation across the board. Dude, there's gonna be sports games in here, I guarantee it. And that's fine. Today, everyone's a gamer, but they're not all playing the same thing. For this list, we looked at both how influential each game was at arrival, as well as whether it still holds up. A good game may have played well, but a great one still does. These are games that made the culture what it is today, and will chart where it goes tomorrow. That's pretty deep.
Yeah, I like that description, but this first game on the list, I'm already sighing. I don't.
So I think we should look at this not as like, these are the Rolling Stone's a broad platform, and like these are probably going to be very broad games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you, but I
These
don't.
are not ours,
I don't
right?
disagree. I don't disagree with this, but I feel
So,
like if I'm going of a list of 50 games, I I don't know if I would put this in the top 50.
so I think after this one, I think what we should do is maybe with the next podcast, we both pick 50, or maybe we both pick 25. Like our top 50 or top 25, our favorite, like yours and then mine.
Yeah.
So we have and we can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm down.
It'd be it's a lot of stuff. It'd be a lot of stuff.
All right.
Okay.
But if we're
So-
gonna make it through this list, we gotta go. We gotta get
All right,
down.
we got 27 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Number 50, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I see why they put that on here.
I understand. And the first like sentence after the in their reasoning, it says COVID-19 pandemic, and I'm like, yeah. There are so many people who picked up freaking Animal Crossing during COVID, and like never put it
Yep.
down. So I, I don't know if I would say it goes in the top 50, but it's definitely relevant.
Oh, I agree. I'm not mad about it being on the list. All right, number 49 is Hades.
That is a I'm surprised it's on the list. I would
It's going
say
places.
I would say that there are more important roguelikes, but I don't hate this.
Hades is good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love Hades. Shoot, man, I was on that wagon when it first left the station. I love me some Hades, but like I will I will judge this differently depending on where Binding of Isaac is on this list.
fair enough. Oh, this one hurts. 48.
Ooh,
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
okay, hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay, hold on. You put Castlevania is like half of an entire
Oh,
genre of video games, and you put it
yeah.
48. I mean,
Oh, dude.
I, I, I mean,
That got an after dark giggle from me.
I, yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Number 47. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Okay, all right. This list is absolutely we're off the rails. We are completely off the rails. Let's keep going.
Number 46, League of Legends. That I can see why it's on the list.
No,
Like I think
I don't love League of Legends in any way. I don't even like League of Legends, but for that game to have come out in 2009 and people are still diehard fans of it,
yeah.
46 seems a little low.
45 is Fortnite.
Also a little low for
I think I do think that that's low.
yeah
I for what Fortnite has done,
yeah
just
absolutely
not just as a game, but as a social space. Like, and if you think about it too, like in this sort of context, the game that Epic did before Fortnite was Gears of War 3.
yeah. This is maybe maybe the person who wrote this has a little bit of old man bias, but 45 for Fortnite, which is literally like one of the most influential pieces of gaming media ever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
eh,
It's up there with Tetris, I think. Not in terms of like how good it is, but for what it's done.
yeah, like this is if you're really trying to make this list, this should be higher, just based on its influence in general. All right, next one.
44, Elden Ring.
How if we're talking about influence, how is Elden Ring in the same above Fortnite? How did
Uh,
Elden Ring is a continuation of the influence of Dark Souls? How is that
I,
more influential than freaking? Oh, okay, all right.
I think it's the mass appeal at this point because dude, Elden Ring sold like 37 million copies, whatever it was, and like just for a game that is it's sort of it skill checks you pretty quickly,
Like
like for it to sell that much,
I'm
pretty
not,
crazy.
I'm not here. I am like, I,
Oh, we both disagree with this list.
yeah. I am not
I'm
here
right there with
trying
you.
to undersell how great Elden Ring is. Chris will bust through my window if I'm talking too much crap on Elden Ring. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, if we're talking about influence, like Fortnite is literally a game that has redefined the shooter genre almost completely. It's almost upended
Mm,
the entire thing.
yeah,
Elden Ring is a excellent, perfect, beautiful, don't hate me, Chris, improvement upon the classic Dark Souls genre. I think it does great things. I think it's amazing, but like influence wise, Elden Ring and Fortnite, I'm not saying they're not close, but Fortnite is definitely more influential.
Bloodborne better. 43, Celeste.
I like this. This is the first thing that I think both deserves to be on this list and is in an area that I respect. There are games that I respect more that are lower on the list and should be higher, but this is in a good spot just number wise. not in comparison to the games that they ranked worse.
Right.
Celeste is more influential than Fortnite. That's crazy talk.
42. I disagree with this one where I think this one should be higher. Batman Arkham City.
Yeah.
41. I disagree with this one too.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah. The Metroid
Drama.
Prime's like solo story, like shooter adventure is like, it was basically one of the games that like kind of brought this genre back and is still like beautiful and respected to this day. People are screaming for Metroid Prime 4, even though for some reason it's not getting up. Anyways, I think this is a bad placement for Metroid Prime if we're talking about influence.
I don't know if I've ever said it on the pod before, but I think that Super Metroid and Metroid Prime
I think I'm about to turn this thing. I think we're done. I think we're done here. I just got a hint of what the next one is. I think we're done. I think this is over. I don't think I can keep going.
Oh, you want to go to the next one? I was going to say the 2D to 3D Metroid Prime is probably the best that Nintendo's ever done. 40 is, no, you're good. Yeah. Oh, God. I can see why you just had a heart attack. Number 40 is Chrono Trigger. Well, you know what? Like 39 ain't much better, brother. It's God of War 2018.
Oh, my God.
They lost us, dude.
Okay.
Oh, God. 38 Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, my God. Okay. I could write a paragraph. I could write an essay about how horrible putting Chrono Trigger at number 40 on this list is. I could write
37 is Pokemon Gold and Silver. 36 is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. 35 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
What?
Nothing else matters. 34 is Hollow Knight. 33 is
no, stop.
43 is NBA 2K11.
Stop.
GameDads After Dark.
Stop.
You want to know what? Do you want to know what beat NBA 2K11?
Please,
Ms. Pac-Man at number 32. 31 is Counter-Strike. We're speed running this.
Yeah. Just keep going. Oh my
Fuck
God.
you, Rolling Stone. Chrono Trigger and God of War. Really? 30 is Wii Sports.
Okay. To bring us back to reality, I can't believe they put Chrono Trigger at 40. Bring us back to reality. I think Wii Sports does deserve to be on this list. And I don't hate
100%.
I don't hate the number 30 spot. I don't hate it because Wii Sports was such a absolutely revolutionary game when it came out. Like, it doesn't look like it, but if you weren't there, you don't understand how nuts everyone went for this game. And then literally PlayStation and Xbox immediately tried to copy it with their own literal peripherals that they created to try and sell games like this. Like, this literally revolutionized gaming for a large portion of time.
Mm-hmm. And it's still fun.
Yeah, and Wii Sports that game will be fun when I'm 70. Like, this thing is it's just fun. It absolutely is. So, like,
well, and the Wii will still be in that nursing home when we get there.
Yep. And like, this is absolutely like a good spot for it because, like, the idea of what Wii Sports is something that we were always going to eventually start working towards. But Nintendo was just like, boom, guess what? Pick up the bat and swing it. Pick up the bowling ball and toss it. Like, when it happened, like, for like kids nowadays where like the Kinect and whatever the PlayStation one was called, I don't even remember. When the Move, yeah, when those came out and like everyone was like, oh, okay, this is just like Wii Sports. Like, I'm like, whatever. But like, there was no warning when Wii Sports came out. Like, it just dropped and it was like, holy crap, what is this?
And it worked.
Yeah, and it worked, and it felt good, and like, I mean, it was Wii
You
Sports, so
you you immediately knew what to do.
yeah, like it was Wii Sports, so it wasn't. It was them just like dropping this thing. It wasn't perfect. The Mii's aren't beautiful or whatever, but like
Mine were.
how you expect it to feel, it feels like that. And that's all you need to make a game great. Like if it feels
Mhm.
the way you expect it to feel, you could make people do anything as long as it feels the way they would expect it to feel. And they knocked it out of the park. So this definitely deserves to be on the list. If we're talking about just like straight up influence, I honestly think it should be higher because
I do too.
it literally like created this one game created an entire genre of almost, it created a separate like platform of games. Like these like
And
sports, these Wii Sports games were like their own little genre for a while before everyone got bored with them.
made new gamers too.
Yeah, and tons of new gamers, like
Yep.
older people who like stopped playing at freaking Nintendo would see a freaking like Wii Sports, like a Wii Sports tennis or golf, and they'd pick that up and be like, "Oh yeah, I could do this." Like
My grandma bought a Wii.
my
My
dad,
dad's mom.
my dad made the mistake, and he got the Kinect, and then he realized that he'd actually have to run in his house, and he gave it to me. But
Oh,
this
geez.
definitely deserves to be on the list, possibly a little higher in ranking than where it is, because it was definitely influential and it definitely changed the game.
Yep.
All right,
29.
let's go.
Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
I don't hate this.
I don't either. 28 is Minecraft. That's
Oh,
probably top 10.
yeah. God, this list is so bad. We got to keep going though. We're trying to speed run this.
27. Resident Evil 4. That needs to be top 10 too.
Yeah, it needs to be higher than 27. I every time we do one of these, I'm like, what is at the bottom of this freaking list?
Oh, I promise you I've not gone any farther. I guarantee you it's either number one's either Mario 64 or it's Breath of the Wild. All right, 26 is Mass Effect 2.
I like that. I
I
think
do
that's a
too.
decent spot for it.
25 is Stardew Valley. I think that's a little bit high.
I don't even. I'm not even 100% that Stardew Valley should be on this list because Stardew Valley is really kind of just
Yeah,
what's that game?
it's good. It's what they call them cozy games now.
Yeah, I can't remember what the game is
Oh,
called, but
what Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon. Yeah, it's kind of just Harvest Moon, but like new. But what I will say is single developer game. This guy worked his butt off making this thing, and people love it, and the fan reception of it is like crazy, and it has been crazy since it dropped. I will give it the influence of just that to say like it definitely revived this genre.
24 is The Sims. I agree with that one.
I don't. That should be much higher.
Uh, I'll give you that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is number 23.
I agree with this completely.
Number 22, this one should probably be a little bit higher. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Yep, that should be higher for sure.
Number 21 is Fallout 3, which I think that should be lower.
I would say I agree with it being on this list, but I don't know if 21 is, especially since fucking A Link to the Past is in the fucking 40s.
Yeah,
okay.
Just blows my mind.
We just got to keep going.
This is an interesting pick. Number 20 is Mario Kart 64.
I don't hate this one.
I'm surprised they didn't pick Mario Kart 8.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I feel like maybe Mario Kart 8 is kind of just like
they're going for influence.
Yeah, the continual. And oh my god, have you heard that they're talking about Mario Kart 9?
I don't want to. I don't even want to talk about Mario Kart. It hurts, dude. It hurts.
Okay, let's keep going. We're trying to get this done before 9.
Number 19 is Baldur's Gate 3. Number 18, Aaron.
Fucking
It's
don't just
it's
don't.
Madden NFL 2004. You know what though? Like, so in defense, not the it's number 18, just but Madden 04. It's got Mike Vick on the cover. I think that's the first one that had the hit stick and all that stuff. Madden 04 was fucking amazing.
Okay. I I am in 0% the sports guy of sports games guy. I will 100% recognize that Madden is like a very influential. I don't know if I would say influential, but like
I would.
it's an important game to gaming. Even if you're not the type of person who plays it, you can recognize that this is an important series to gaming. I don't hate that this is where it is on this list. I don't hate that.
No, and they picked the best one.
My issue is the games that are ranked worse than this one
Right.
because
I don't.
like
I'm not looking at this more as a worse thing. Like I am. I guess we kind of are, but I don't know. This is just a. It's
I
just a bunch of games.
I kind of think I think we're both thinking about this in the same way because we've like is a trauma response to where some items are on this list. I think we're just looking at it as these are 50 of the most influential games in no order. And if you're looking at a list of the 50 most influential games in no order, Madden needs to be on this list. Like, if you didn't include Madden on this list, your list is incomplete. So I am perfectly fine with Madden being on this list.
I misread the title of this. Rolling Stone posted 10 video games and then 40 video games that are better than Chrono Trigger. Number 17 is Diablo 2. Fuck you, Rolling Stone.
I don't hate that.
I don't either. 16 is Red Dead Redemption 2.
As my boy Brett says, this is a very good game, so it deserves to be on this list. I don't know how influential it is, but it deserves to be on the list.
I think it's Rockstar's best game. 15 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Cool. 14 is Street Fighter 2.
Hold on. My brain 15 is The Witcher 3. 14 is Street Fighter 2. You think that these games are one level apart in influence in gaming? Okay, keep going.
13 is too low. It's Doom. The first Doom. MS-DOS.
12. 12 is World of Warcraft. I don't hate World of Warcraft at 12 just because it's very influential. It started a absolute gold rush of MMOs that just barely has trickled down to finally stop happening. There were MMOs coming out every other week because of the popularity of this game. I do not hate this game, and I don't even hate where it is on this list.
11 is Halo Combat Evolved.
Also, a very influential game, sparked a whole bunch of new like story-driven first-person shooters, and you know, all of this kind of jumped off with Halo. It literally launched the Xbox. It was one of those games that if you had an Xbox, you had Halo. I don't care who you were. I don't care who you were. I don't care what your favorite game is. If you had an Xbox, you had Halo. So
and Fusion Frenzy.
Yeah, Fusion Frenzy. My God, last time I played that game, Jesus. But
better than Mario Party.
Halo. This is super influential in gaming. I don't hate where it is on this list either. It's a very important game, and it basically launched the Xbox, and it's the reason that Xbox is so popular to this day because it got people hooked with Halo 1, 2, and 3, and this started it. So I don't disagree with this at all.
Oh my God. Number 10 is Super Metroid. How is Castlevania so low and Metroid so high?
I think
it's because they see Metroidvania and they don't understand the Vania part. Bunch of dummies.
Let's keep going. Oh no.
Number 9 is Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Not not not
What
Morrowind.
in the world? No, I think you got to give it to Skyrim. I'm
I
an Oblivion guy, but I think you got to give it to Skyrim.
I think Skyrim's probably the better game, but if we're talking about influence, it's definitely Morrowind.
I don't think so. Morrowind was it was PC and Xbox, but Skyrim was the first one that launched simultaneously across PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And even though the PlayStation version sucked, like that, I have not seen a midnight release. Okay, Halo 3 was huge, right? Midnight release of that. Huge. When I showed up for the midnight launch of Skyrim, that that was you remember where the GameStop was over by Don Ponchos and stuff. They bulldozed it and all that.
Yeah.
But the line was back towards Walmart.
Like I don't disagree with you, but I feel like that like what made Skyrim such a hit started in Morrowind.
Oh yeah, I
And
agree. I agree with that.
I
Like
look, I don't want to sit
the
here.
acclaim built.
Yeah. I don't want to sit here and argue about this list because we're
No.
already in crazy town. So let's just get these last couple down. I think I'm gonna throw up when I see number one. So let's just keep going.
Number 8 is Final Fantasy 7.
I I agree with where this is on the list,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with this. I think.
Number 7 is oh cool. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I think Final Fantasy VII is influential to pretty much all RPGs that came after it. So
Yep.
this is fine with me.
I agree. It's definitely a top 10. Number 7 is Metal Gear Solid. I agree with that one too.
Don't hate this one, but I don't think it's more influential than Final Fantasy VII.
I agree. I'm not a Kojima guy.
I don't disagree with this being on the list at all. It did Metal Gear Solid 2 did showed like some amazing things that you could do with the PlayStation, and like one
Mhm.
of the first games where like, well, I won't say first games, but one of the first like mainstream popular games where the system where it really showed what you could do in a video game in a lot of ways that like hadn't been previously explored or hadn't been able to be previously explored.
Mhm.
I I agree. I mess with this heavy. Like people kind of, I feel like a lot of people downplay how important Metal Gear Solid was to like
Oh,
video
huge.
games. So I fuck with this heavy.
I put it sort of like the holy trinity of like kind of what made PlayStation what it was. Final Fantasy 7, Metal Gear Solid, and then Resident Evil 1 and 2 are probably interchangeable, but 2 is the better one.
Yeah, I mess with this. This is a good call out that I, from what we've seen on the list so far, I didn't even expect them to be able to like be like, oh man, Metal Gear Solid needs to be on here. I wouldn't have even
Yeah.
expected from what we've seen so far. So this is a good call out, and it's a good spot on this list.
Agreed. Number 6 is Half-Life 2.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't hate this or its placement. Half-Life 2 is Half-Life and Half-Life 2 are super important to gaming. It was, you know, a lot of people's like real entry into becoming gamers was, getting into Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and all of the stuff that spawned based off of its creation and the fandoms of those games. I mess with this. This is a good call out.
Number 5 is The Last of Us.
You guys, I'm not going to go into a rant. You guys have heard how much I think this game is amazing, but it doesn't, it's not more influential to video games than Final Fantasy VII. And I think I'm going to say this all the way up until number one. Every game that's going to come up, I'm going to say, I mess with this, but it's not more influential than Final Fantasy VII. So let's just keep going.
Number 4, Super Mario World.
Oh no. Oh, I I thought this was going to be number one or number two. So,
So the only way to remedy that is to say what number 3 is, because I know you're sad. It's Grand Theft Auto 5.
I, why? I don't disagree with the influence, but why are you picking Grand Theft Auto 5 out of all of the Grand Theft Auto games? And then why do you?
Because it sold 100 and 50 something million copies, probably.
I mean, yeah, but like Grand Theft Auto, if you want to talk about the influence of Grand Theft Auto, you should probably start with 3 or Vice City, not
Right.
5, but
Right.
let's just keep going.
God. Number 2, I agree with, is Tetris, 1989 for the Game Boy.
Okay, hold on. This list has the ability to redeem itself in the smallest way if Super Mario Brothers is number 1. If Super Mario Brothers is not number 1, throw this whole list in the trash.
Number 1 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. God damn it. Dude, where's Mario 64? Where's Ocarina of Time? Where's Portal? Where's NBA Jams not starring Dickie Simpkins?
I threw my headphones down in anger. I'm sorry. Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this?
Clicks. That is the top 50 Rolling Stone.
This game
Something.
This game influenced one other game.
Oh, you know what? Oh, wait.
You know what that game's called? It's called Legend of Zelda, the sequel to this one. Like,
The Legend of Zelda is a series defined by reinvention. With some exceptions, each game literally stars a different hero named Link in a different era or timeline from the last.
Picked 50 top influential games ever, and Super Mario Brothers is not on the list.
Neither is Mario 64 or Mario 3.
Super Mario Brothers.
Right. Or Ocarina of Time.
The second most influential game ever, next to Pac-Man.
Donkey Kong Country.
Not on the list. Super Mario Brothers, the game started console gaming, is not on the list. This is insane. Why do they keep doing this?
Super Dodgeball.
Breath of the Wild is not the most influential game ever made.
Postal 2.
It's not. Because it came out 7 years ago.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Breath of the Wild could not have more influence on video games in 7 years than Super Mario Brothers has had in 35. What? Why do they keep doing this? Is it me? Are they mad at me? Are they mad at me? Is it me specifically? Why do they keep doing this?
Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. Happy Ending Edition.
How did you put Tetris at 2 and Breath of the Wild at 1?
They didn't even put Wet Tricks on there. Or Dr. Mario.
Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Who is CC? I want to fight whoever CC is.
Well, so I laughed because I saw DA on Tetris and I thought I was still on Breath of the Wild. I'm like, they got my son to they got my son to write about Breath of the Wild.
I don't.
That is my son's favorite game ever. I get that, but
I don't understand why they keep doing this. I don't understand why they keep doing this.
Well, you know what? It's up to us, the Game Daddies, to come up with our own fun lists.
God. Oh, man.
So I think what we do is we both create a list, and maybe we can dedicate an episode to each one of us. So that way we can, you know what I mean? So you can judge mine, because I know you will.
I'm sorry, man. Just, I need like 2 seconds to get my brain back. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it'd be fun to do our own list. Like we've been reacting to a couple of these lists now, and honestly, was it IGN that did the top 100, or where was that from?
Wasn't that?
What did we do with that?
Wasn't it GQ?
It was GQ. That's right. It was GQ. So like a lot of these places, and I don't know who their game people are, I would imagine like they probably hire generally kind of like what IGN does or whatever. You know what I mean? At least with IGN, they're a video game outlet, but like they hire people that probably have maybe a background or an interest in video games, and then that's the person on staff. Like that's the video game person, you know. And then they're like, well, other people on here they might be around your age, 20 something maybe. They're like, what are you like? What do you consider the best games of all time? I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't get it. I don't I don't want to discount some young person's list, Not saying that we're particularly old or anything like that, because we're not. But like we're old enough to where we grew up with the medium, like when I was 3 when the Nintendo really got popular. And like, by the time I was, you know, what, 8, 9, whatever, when the Super Nintendo had come out, like I think it was maybe 10. I don't know. Time is kind of crazy, but like as I got older, like video games got more sophisticated. Super Nintendo, Genesis, the 64, PlayStation, PS2, and all that good stuff. Like we got to see like the everything kind of grow. Where like a lot of younger people now, especially in their 20s, like video games were a thing. They were already an established medium, and with established rules, like your like Tetris is great, and like Super Mario Brothers and Zelda are great, and all this other stuff. Like we got to see those like as they came out. Does that make sense?
I get you. I get you.
I'm trying to defend the youngerns a little bit here.
I just re-offended myself.
Oh, did you look at it again?
This list is not the most influential games. It is the greatest.
Huh.
It's the greatest games. So
well, then it's up to us.
The people who wrote this list think that Breath of the Wild is a greater game than Super Mario World.
Uh-huh.
I'm out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
well, let's see. Like, I'm old enough too, where like I think that Mario 3 is better than Mario World. Like, but that's also just an opinion that I have. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer Mario 3 to Mario World. I also prefer Mario 2 to all of them. So, like, fuck me, right?
Yeah, get your Doki Doki Panic out of here.
Yeah, I'll put my Doki Doki somewhere after dark.
After dark.
And dude, Birdo after dark. Yeah. Birdo belongs after dark.
I hope they don't put Birdo in Marvel Rivals.
Oh my god, can you imagine the cake?
Okay, so I'm with you on this. Let's make our own. We've talked enough trash about everybody else's list. Let's make our own list. We'll do 25, and we're gonna do it. What I want to ask is, we kind of looked at that list as far as like its influence a lot of the times, and not just looking at like the game and saying which game we think is better. So do we want our list to be just like straight up, straight down, what you think are, without bias, without personal bias, what do you think are the best games? Or do you want to look at what's the most influential? Or do you want to, make it a weird combo of both and try and take in consideration a game's influence and its playability as a game itself, and try and make some hybrid?
I don't know if I have the capability of removing my bias from maybe I could. I don't know. But like looking at it from an objective point of view, yeah, I think I probably could. It'd probably piss you off.
Because I personally see, like, I feel like there's a big difference to me when I'm talking about
greatest and influential don't necessarily go hand in hand.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is, like, I feel like there's a big difference between the games that I personally consider to be great and the games that I think are like structurally sound, provide, cohesive game loop and all of these other things that I would say make a great game and not just a game that I really like.
Oh,
Like, like I I'll defend my baby Secret of Mana to the day I die, but I don't know if in a 25 list of the 25 best games ever made, I don't know if Secret of Mana would make the cut.
right. But like on the flip side of things, I think that I could probably make a point for God of War being up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't hate
Like
that.
God of War, like I think that would be a fun discussion. It may be, I think it could get heated, but I think it could be as long as we go into it with an open mind. I think it would be good for the viewers and listeners.
Yeah, heck yeah.
After dark.
I think our friendship can weather the storm of us aggressively discussing our favorite, what we think are the best games ever made. I think our friendship can handle that.
Oh, dude, I mean that's literally been us forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. That was
Interesting
I
to say the least.
like I got this like goal this year of trying to kind of beat 30 games. I think I have to like skip Breath of the Wild up the list and I have to play it this year and beat it because two fully functional humans put Breath of the Wild as better than A Link to the Past, better than Super Mario World, better than Tetris. Two human beings did this.
So I guess a a Brett take here. I think that Ocarina of Time is better than Link to the Past, and I think that Breath of the Wild is a. It's not. It's. I don't. I think
He's
it's
he's,
very good.
he's struggling.
I am struggling. The Breath of the Wild. I always kind of compare it to the first Zelda. Like it's a that Zelda or Breath of the Wild is the Legend of Zelda fully realized, in my opinion. Whereas Ocarina of Time, I still think is I still think that's the best Zelda. Like that's what it's the logical next step to Link to the Past. And I think Link to the Past is just 2D Ocarina of Time. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The way I see it is like A Link to the Past is the greatest version of the first three Zelda games. It's like
Uh-huh.
all of the energy that they put into those, like translated into A Link to the Past. And then
Uh-huh.
when we moved to Ocarina of Time, they tried to do Ocarina of Time multiple times after that, and I don't think they ever hit the same notes that Ocarina of Time hits. So like I'm not gonna talk any crap about Wind Waker because I genuinely have not played enough of Wind Waker to make a statement on that. That is totally my fault. Zelda fans, please, blame me in the comments, but I just have not. But if you compare Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and am I forgetting one in between there besides Majora's Mask?
No.
Okay. If you compare those to Ocarina of Time, even though they came out after Ocarina of Time, I still think Ocarina of Time is better. Like,
I agree.
like those games are. It hurts to say this, but they're technically like the actual like physics and graphics of the games are better, but they're still not as good as Ocarina of Time. Like Ocarina of Time feels like a storybook come to life, and I don't think any of the rest of them ever hit that point. Like it feels like a classic tale, even though it's only classic because it's old now. It felt like a classic tale when it dropped.
I felt that you know me, dude, that like I've how many times I beat Ocarina of Time. I think Ocarina did for video games like this. Nintendo was always looked at as sort of a kiddie brand, it was for children.
Mm-hmm.
Ocarina felt mature a little bit. I don't know if it's just because of the graphics. It wasn't like everything on the 64 felt kind of cartoony, but that one felt a little bit more like realistic. You know what I mean? Like I think that plays a lot to it. The same thing with Majora's Mask, and then you get into the cell shaded stuff with Wind Waker and the artistic choices with Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword and all that stuff. I think Ocarina of Time still holds up.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like
just
Ocarina of Time is. I feel like if we fast forward 10 years and someone says, "Oh man, I'm looking to play like the 3D Zeldas," and like we're not talking about, the open world, Breath of the Wild. I don't feel like you'd be like, "Oh, well, pick up Twilight Princess and play that," or like, "Oh, pick up Skyward Sword and play that." You'd be like, "Play
oh no,
Ocarina of Time," and if you like Ocarina of Time, play these other games.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Those Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time. I mean, no pun intended. Maybe a little bit of a pun intended. They're timeless. They can be enjoyed in any era. That's why I think that they should have been higher on the list. Dude, there were two Metroid games on that list.
It's
Now that I think about it, like Prime and Super Metroid are both on that list. That blows my mind. Especially like I'm not dogging Metroid because I love Metroid. Like nobody plays it,
I
you
feel
know,
like
and that's like all these people on the internet. They're like, "Oh, I love Metroid. I love it." Nobody bought it.
there's like an entire era of games that is just not included in that list. It's just really weird. I feel
Oh,
like games that like that, looking at that list, like games that came out between like 2000, I would say 2000 and 2005, that entire era is just kind of like not included on that list.
yeah. Where's Dance Dance Revolution?
Yeah, like
Like,
there's just
where's
there's just a whole bunch of stuff. I was like
where's Typing of the Dead?
yeah, where are all of the weird niche games? Where are all of the
Give me
not
Seaman.
yeah, where's all the not mainstream Japanese games? Like you can't say that those games weren't influential even if they weren't popular. Like, but again, we're talking about greatest instead of influential. This list got all messed up, but like this motherfucker put Chrono Trigger in the 40s. I get out of my face. Mm.
Yep. So it's a top 10 list and then 40 games that are better than Chrono Trigger. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess it would be 39 games that are better than Chrono Trigger, right?
I just oh man.
Rolling Stone, stand
Stand
down.
down. Stand way down. Like I want
Whoever CC is and
yeah, I want you to
DA.
I want you to stand like downwind of a nuclear explosion. Stand that far down. Like
Yeah.
down.
I'm gonna go Master Splinter on you, man. 10 flips now.
Like you stand downwind of a bad fart. Like just
Yeah.
stand down.
Yeah. It comes right out of the butt.
Just GameDads nights. Just stand down. That was
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's like you found a list of the top like in most influential games, and then you just like put all the names in a hat and shook it up and just started drawing.
Oh, yeah. Like, and that's another thing I think is funny too. Dude, you make a great point with that. Like people, especially, and I don't, God, man, I'm not dogging on young people either, but like they put these things on a list, like they're kind of trained to put certain things on a list. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like they've been hearing about these games for so long, and it's just like, oh yeah, Tetris is definitely one of the best games. It is, but like, like, how do you know?
There
Like,
that's we talking about Game Dads reference that goes all the way back to the beginning of Game Dads. This is revisionist history. This list is, and you can't tell me it's not. It's a person
yeah.
who 50% of the games on that list they never played, but they know
Mhm.
that they're supposed to put them on the list, so they did. And then
Yeah.
the games that are super high on the list are the games that they actually played, and then they were like, "Oh well, what's the best game I have ever played? Well, I've never played I've never played Chrono Trigger and I've never played Super Mario World, but I have played Breath of the Wild, so I'll put that at number
Right.
one. Like this,
But I heard Chrono Trigger was pretty good, so I'm gonna put it on here
yeah. But
for the olds.
I'm gonna put it on here. People will get mad at me if I don't have Chrono Trigger on here. They'll say I don't know anything about video games.
Where's Okami? Where's Mega Man X? There's no Mega Mans on that list. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that like Mega Man X is not on the list at all. I think when we were talking about influential games, I might have excused it because Mega Man X doesn't have any like really direct sequels that drop anymore or any like direct influential games because its genre is pretty specific. But like if you're talking about great games, Mega Man X is one of the best games that has ever been made, and you not putting it on this list tells me that you are a child.
Dumb.
Okay, we gotta stop talking about this thing. I hate it. Let's do our own lists. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to sit down and write a list anytime soon, so we may not be able to do this as the next episode. But I will work on it and we will get it done because like this is a Travis Sham mockery, mother.
Yes, it's a Travis Sham mockery.
Put Chrono Trigger at 40.
Isn't he a rapper?
Travis Sham mockery.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Travis Scott.
Yes, Travis Scott is a rapper.
You know, he came out on Raw last week. Raw's on Netflix now, which blows my mind. But he came out with Jay Uso, and they're in the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And on live television, this motherfucker comes out smoking a blunt. He's in a crowd full of people, and he's walking Jey Uso to the ring or whatever, and like everybody is like he does this yeet thing, like they make yeet noises. I don't know, but like Travis Scott's just smoking weed in the crowd. Oh gosh. Anyway, that was a tangent.
But Travis Scott is the guy is the Astro World guy. Do you not know about the Astro World thing?
Oh, I know who Travis Scott is. Like, okay,
this is the man who like had several people die at one of his shows and was like, "Sorry, but you know what Astro World is? Can't come, don't come if you can't handle it."
Yeah.
So that does not.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a big thing, but like Travis Scott shows are wild, and he was kind of like, "Have you ever seen Astro World? You should not like bring someone." The story is that like they were moshing like super hard, and some kid got trampled.
Oh,
and his response, instead of being like, "Sorry, we should be more careful," he was like, "The show's 18 plus, and if you've never seen Astro World, you should know that this is not a place where someone small should be." And like, part of me is like,
that's not a good response.
Yeah, part of me is like, he has the right to say my show is 18 plus and no one under 18 should have been there. But at the same time, somebody died. Like, step off your horse a little bit, and you can just say, "This is sad and bad."
Yeah.
Like, but anyways, we're not gonna go into thing about Travis Scott because that's way. We're trying to get out of here.
That's my bad.
No, it's all good. I'm trying to help you here. You know, try to keep your promise so you can get to bed, get some sleep.
Yeah, it's bedtime. This Game Dads After Dark. What a fun time we had.
Yeah, this one got a little crazy. We don't do After Dark very often, and we definitely took advantage.
No, especially on a weekday. You know, like we're definitely out of our regular recording habits and stuff. I do like. I know we got to get out of here and all that stuff. I got a vasectomy coming up, and I kind of want to record that weekend because I think it'd be hilarious.
Dude, I'm down to clown. Whenever you get snipped, just like let me know. We can do a Game Dads podcast. I'm down.
Yeah, we'll call it Game Dads Off the Cuff.
Game Dads on the peas.
Yeah. Snip snipping out some news.
Okay, let's go ahead and end because I have those things to talk about, but not on the podcast. And I want to like talk to you about these things before we go.
Fair enough. All right. Tell them Large March sent y'all.
Yep, Wimity Wham Wham Wazzle. We'll have a regular podcast with like what you're playing and all that stuff next time. When this was just kind of like we just basically wanted to chat. So we'll see y'all next time. Wimity Wham Wham Wazzle.
Pixar mom butts.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay.